Hello everyone, Anna Marie and Chico here with Dame on the Move YouTube channel. Oh, I have a busy week coming up and it's summer. I love it. We're in for some beautiful weather. I plan to make another concrete bowl before heading up to Sylvan Lake, Alberta. I'm meeting a long-time family that I've known for over 30 years. I consider them my family, my ohana. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them. But first, I'm going to make a concrete bowl. So do you want to come? Okay, here we go. Sylvan Lake, Alberta. Yeah, and I'm with a family that I absolutely adore this weekend. Absolutely adore the Aloe family. Yeah, this is Mario Aloe. I've known him since I was in my late, or I'm going to say mid-late 20s. Yeah. I play pretend a lot. I pretend mothers and pretend daughters and pretend sisters and brothers, but this is my pretend dad.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just driving around Sylvan Lake, looking around. One of the tourist destinations in Alberta, Canada.
I think I've developed my brain to the point where I really think I'm your father.
Even though you and Sharon are much too young to be my parents, you are just beautiful role models.
But we're lucky to have met you, for sure. You've been a great inspiration in our lives. No doubt about that.
So do you remember how we met? I have my own memory, but...
Hey, I'm almost 80. I lose a lot of the memory, but that one there stuck with me. Oh yeah, I remember how we met, which was over 30 years ago. You were in your late 20s, I think.
Yeah.
You certainly haven't changed much in looks. I used to own a fabrication company in terms of slabs and granite and marble, stuff like that. I had just opened up a few months prior to that. And I remember when you came to, you didn't even know me, but you acquired a cleaning liquid from Germany, I think it was.
Yeah.
And you came into my office and you wanted to have a distributor, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
And when you talked to me about it, I thought it was a great item. As much as I wanted to accept that, I knew that there was other marble companies that were much more recognized than my company since I only got started, and I wanted to make sure that she got the best distributor that could really do the job for you at that time. And I said, as much as I would like to accept that, you need to go to these other companies because they are much more noticeable everywhere. They're much more popular. They can do a far better job than I can. And this is be better for you than me accepting that. And I remember you leaving that office with a smile. And my office was right by the big window of the parking area. And I seen you went in your car, but you weren't taken off. And I was wondering, is this kid okay or what's happening? You know, so then you come back in and you were teary-eyed. You had tears in your eyes. This is, excuse me, what's the problem? She says, it's the way you've talked to me and you want to do something real good for me, that when I got in the car, I thought no one can do anything better for me to the person that's thinking about me in that very short period of time. So regardless of whether these companies can do a better job, I'm going to give you the distributorship, and that's it. And this is how we met. And it wasn't so much about that cleaning solution or whatever they had that was really good, and we used it and we tried to promote it because of your attitude and the way you thought the same way I did in that very short period of time that we connected, maybe spiritually, I don't know, but there was something that told me that we needed to communicate and stay together. That's how we met.
Yes, and I felt so close to your family. You and Sharon and your children, your children are like my brothers and sisters. It's just been such an amazing, wonderful relationship that we've had. I've learned so much from you over the decades about business and about family and about just how everyone should treat each other. Like, it's just been such a blessing for me. And I remember this story that you told me when you were a little boy and you were going to someone's house. You had to pick up some parcels or something, some bags. And you were just a little boy, and by the time you were walking back to your house, and this, I think you were living in Italy at the time. I don't know, were you in Italy or Belgium? I can't remember, but you, on your way home, you got tired, and someone helped you. Did you want to share that story with me?
Well, sure. So sometimes things happen in life that you'll never forget because they're very unexplainable. However, I was only 11 years old, and I was a little guy, and we had just immigrated back to southern Italy from Belgium, and Mom gave me a couple of bags. I had to go to my uncle's cantina in north part of town to pick up sugar, whatever I can, because she wanted me to take it to my grandmother's house, which was about an hour's walk from there, on my mother's side, my grandmother, and I had to walk through. There was no road, just was a donkey hungry trail. That was about it. So I would take these two bags and I would pick them up. I'll pick up sugar, whatever I could, and I'm carrying these two bags all the way to my grandmother's place for an hour in the mountains that I'm walking, and then I would spend the rest of the day with my little cousins over there. When I was ready to come home, then my uncle that lived there would fill the bags again with vegetables that they were growing there, tomatoes, a bottle of wine, and so I was coming home with two heavy bags again, and I had to walk a long ways. And there was about 3 fast running water creeks over there, and there were 3 little wooden bridges with no railing. And I waited till late that night to come home because it was a full moon. I thought I could stay there longer, because if there was no moon, I would have to leave there earlier. Otherwise, I won't be able to see 2 feet ahead of me. As I was walking home, I crossed the first little bridge. All the water was running, and then I crossed the second bridge, and then on the third one, I crossed the third one, but then I had to go. It was a steep hill that I had to walk up, and I was tired. I kept changing bags, but the weight was the same, so it didn't help me any. So I sat down there looking at this steep hill I had to walk on to get to, hopefully, to the road, and I was tired. And then an older guy came behind me and says, "Can I help you?" And I thought, wow, this is awesome. So I said, yeah. So he said, okay, I'll pick up the bags. You go ahead and walk, and I'll be right behind you. And sure enough, he picks up the bag, and it was easy for me to go up the hill. And we did a left-hand turn up the hill, and then we came to a big flat area where there was no trees or nothing. And you could see, because of the full moon, you could see there was nothing around there except in the distance there was a light where the main street, the asphalt street was, and he was behind me walking, and we got right to the asphalt road, and he said, well, you should be okay now. So he puts the bags down, and I pick up the bag, and I turn around to say thank you, and there was nobody there. And I thought, wow. I'm looking all over because I could see a lot of flat area with grass here and there, and there was no one. But I didn't give it too much thought at that point. I just started walking home from on the asphalt on the main road, and I got home, and that was the end of it until we immigrated to to Canada. Once we immigrated to Canada, I had an uncle and aunt who lived in Toronto as well, and we lived all in the same house. And then my mother and her brother, my uncle, and Aunt Teresa, they were telling stories about their different experiences. And I thought, oh, I had a story one time. I said, where someone helped me, and then it disappeared. I don't know where it was. And my mom says, well, what did this guy look like, this old guy? So it was an old guy. He had very short hair, combed on one side. They were white, and he had a shirt sleeves were rolled up, and he had suspenders, and the shirt has little stripes on it, and says, my mother said, oh, says, wow, she said, that's unusual that you'd see somebody and then you turn around and not there. I said, I don't know. So a couple of weeks went by, and my mother started searching different pictures that she might have had, and there was only one picture that she had of her and her father. Her father was sitting down, my grandfather, which I never met, he died before I was born, and she was standing beside him, and she brought that picture to me and says, honey, is this the person that helped? Does he look like this? I said, no, it doesn't look like that. That's him. It doesn't only look like that. I said, that's him.
Wow.
And Mom said, well, that's my father. So, wow.
Wow.
So, to this day, I mean, there's no explanation to that. And,
yeah.
I mean, it's something that I cherish with my kids, and obviously, very much so with Anna. She became part of our family. She's like one of our daughters, and we share crazy little things like that, and it sometimes brings us closer together.
Yes.
And that's that story.
Yeah. So I know that everyone on this planet is one family, and anyone who, I guess, holds your secrets in confidence and sings your praises, any person that does that for you in this world is your family. And the Aloy family have always been that for me. Mario, I cherish you and Sharon. I love you so much, and it's been so great to be here in Sylvan Lake this weekend, to be with you and your family. I know that you're visiting from Las Vegas.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure coming over here, and I'm so lucky that you were able to come and visit with us, because we couldn't go anywhere. You came and visited with us, and we spent this day and a half or 2 days, whatever we can put together, and it's been an ultimate joy for both my wife and I to have you come see us and us spend the time with you. We just love it. I just love you, honey.
I love you too. I love you too.
Well, we sure hope you enjoyed watching this episode as much as we had fun filming it. Thank you so much for watching. And to all of my new subscribers, welcome. Remember, share the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. I put out a new episode every Saturday. Yeah. Remember, we love you.